the third Saturday in October rivalry between Alabama and Tennessee on Saturday, 6 p.m. Central Time kickoff from Bryant-Denny Stadium. ESPN will have the call on the matchup, and it's going to be homecoming game. Hopefully, Montana Fouts will win homecoming queen. The senior pitcher for Alabama softball. If Montana Fouts does not win, we could possibly have a problem on our hands here. But Alabama, Tennessee, Bryant-Denny, third Saturday in October matchup right here. The Volunteers come in with a 4-3 record under first-year head coach Josh Heupel. Heupel, one of the just most decorative quarterback in terms of Oklahoma football history, but his first year coaching at Tennessee. Now, Coach Saban has owned this rivalry since 2007. This matchup here has been one-sided. Coach Saban 14-0 since coming to the Crimson Tide in this matchup here, and Tennessee has made a few of these games interesting. You go back to 2009, the Terrence Cody blocking 2 field goals off Daniel Lincoln. Rocky block at Bryant-Denny. Final score 12-10. Alabama rolled that by the fingernail to the national championship. I'm going to actually try to get Terrence Cody on Friday's show. I'm going to try to do that. But that was one of the more interesting games. 2014 was kind of interesting, even though Alabama got the 34-20 victory with one Blake Sims. Joshua Dobbs came off the bench to replace Justin Worley and made that more competitive than what the score indicated. 2015, game back in Bryant-Denny, Alabama won 19-14. Derrick Henry got a late rushing touchdown there, and Ryan Anderson strip-sacked Joshua Dobbs. Fumble was recovered by A'Shawn Robinson. But, of course, the 2019 game where Tennessee's defense really affected Tua Tagovailoa. Tua gets injured, gets hurt in the game with an ankle. He leaves the game. Mac Jones has to go in. The game was close there for a minute until Jared Garantano fumbled the ball in the end zone. Trayvon Diggs picked it up, and there he goes! 100 yards the opposite way for a touchdown. Bama got the 35-13 win. So there have been some matchups in this series under Coach Saban where Tennessee has made it interesting, but nonetheless, 14-0 in favor of Alabama. But the big thing here is there are going to be 2 guys that will be at the center of this matchup. They're on opposite ends of the rivalry. When you talk Brandon Turnage, who started his career off at Alabama, now he's at Tennessee. But more importantly, Henry To'oTo'o, who started his career at Tennessee, played 2 years for the Volunteers. Now he is at Alabama. And for Henry T, he has not had the greatest season in the world, kind of up and down, but had a strong performance, decent performance there against Mississippi State. 13 touchdowns, 13 tackles, not 13 touchdowns, my goodness, no. 13 tackles, 1.5 tackles for loss, 1 sack. But this matchup here against Tennessee, where if there was anybody that knows how Tennessee operates, it would be Henry To'oTo'o. If there's anybody that knows how Tennessee ticks, how Tennessee functions, how that offense is ran, how that offense is conducted, what type of plays are being ran, what type of structure and strategy and formations are being done, it would be To'oTo'o, just for the simple fact that he practiced against these guys for 2 years. He scrimmaged against these guys for 2 years. He was in those meetings for 2 years. He was in that environment for 2 years. So if there was anybody that could tell Christian Harris and Will Anderson and Jordan Battle and all the defensive players for Alabama where to be, where to line up, what gaps to hit, what to do, how to really make this offense a non-factor, it would be Henry To'oTo'o. And this is a huge game for him. This is huge because this is his opportunity to flip the script on his season. Like I mentioned, through the first 7 games, he's been up and down. He's had some good moments. He's had some moments where he has missed tackles. He has not been in the right spot. He has not dissected plays, things of that nature. And at times, he tries so hard to get everybody else in the right spot that by the time the ball is snapped, he's caught out of position, and then that's night-night Irene where he is concerned. So this is a game for To'o to flip the script on things, to get himself going here in terms of putting together consistent positive performances, consistent strong performances here on the field from the inside linebacker, the Mike linebacker perspective. So big game for him. And on homecoming, big game for him on homecoming, facing Tennessee, facing his former team. A lot of his former teammates are still, with the Volunteers. They're all, good friends and things of that sort. But this is his matchup. This is his matchup. This is his opportunity. And can he go out there, take full advantage of it, take full ownership of it, and dominate out there on the field? Because even though the Vols, they've got, talent offensively and defensively, this is a team that could be 5-2 on the year. It lost to Ole Miss by 5. It lost to Pittsburgh by 7, so a combination of 12 points. Both of those teams, Ole Miss and Pittsburgh, are ranked. And, offensively, the Vols, they've got some injuries there at quarterback. Whether Joe Milton goes this week or Hendon Hooker goes this week remains to be seen. But they've got some guys at running back led by Tyon Evans. They've got playmakers at receiver, Javon Payton, Velus Jones Jr., among other guys. But this is a matchup here for Henry T. This is his moment. This is his opportunity. This is his game. He's got to go out there and take full advantage of it, because I think if he does, then this becomes the spark for him and the building block for him to, against LSU, have a big game, against Arkansas have a big game, against Auburn have a big game, should Alabama get to the SEC championship and play against Georgia. This game against Tennessee goes a long way for Henry To'o in terms of what he wants to accomplish, not only as a collegiate player, but at some point soon trying to go to the NFL draft. So big game here for Henry T. Massive game here for this young man, and looking forward to seeing what he does on that field, taking Tennessee's offense out of its element. This is his matchup.